$18,000. That's what one owner posted on Renlist after his 2018 Cayenne S crossed 80,000 miles. $18,000 on a vehicle he'd already paid $60,000 for. And his story is not the rare one. Scroll the Cayenne forums for an hour and the same words come up again and again. Coolant, suspension, evaporator, transmission. And behind every one of those words is a 5-figure receipt. Here's what nobody tells you when you walk onto a Porsche lot looking at a used Cayenne from this era. The 2017 to 2020 window is not one car. It's two completely different cars wearing the same badge. The 2017 and 2018 models are the second generation, the 958 platform, built on bones that go back to 2010. The 2019 and 2020 models are a brand new third generation, the 9YA, sharing architecture with the Bentley Bentayga. Different engineering, different problems. And the dealer selling you that low-mileage Cayenne is almost never going to mention which set of problems you're inheriting. I worked inside this industry. I sat in the F&I office. I watched warranty paperwork get pushed across the desk on Cayennes harder than almost anything else on the lot. There's a reason for that. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what they hide. Let's start with the older pair. The 2017 and 2018 V8 cars, the GTS, the Turbo, and the Turbo S, share a problem Porsche has known about for years and never properly recalled. There's a coolant distribution pipe that runs through the valley of the V8 engine. On the original tooling, that pipe was plastic, with a glued joint at the rear near the firewall. With heat cycling and age, the joint fails. According to dedicated Porsche specialists, almost every V8 Cayenne built on this platform will eventually develop the failure. The fix isn't a hose clamp, it's pulling the engine and replacing the pipe with the updated metal version. Independent specialists in 2025 quote this job in the rough range of $3,000 to $5,000. Your Porsche dealer will quote considerably more. And here's the part that makes owners furious. Porsche quietly redesigned the part. They did not issue a recall. They chose their margin over your reliability, and every owner finds out the same way, through the receipt. But that's not even the biggest issue. The air suspension is. Both generations, both engines. The Cayenne's adaptive air suspension reads brilliantly on a brochure and ages poorly in the real world. The struts develop slow leaks. The compressor works overtime to compensate, then it fails too. Owners describe waking up to a car sagging on one corner, or hearing the compressor groan for 30 seconds every time they start the engine. RepairPal lists the average air compressor replacement on a 2018 Cayenne in the rough range of $2,900 to $3,000. A full air suspension repair runs anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 at an independent specialist, and meaningfully more at the dealer. Stack a strut on each corner over a few years of ownership, and you're looking at 5 figures over the life of the car, on a system almost never fully covered by an extended warranty after the original factory term. And here's the inside part most buyers never hear. When a dealer takes a Cayenne in trade with a soft suspension, the first thing the lot tech does is reset the warning, pump the corner up with a portable compressor, and put the car on the lot before the next buyer notices. I've seen it happen. More than once. That's why used Cayennes look fine on the test drive and start sagging in your driveway 6 weeks later. Now, the 2019 and 2020 models get their own dedicated chapter, because that third generation was completely new in 2019, and the rule on any new Porsche is the same one Porsche fans have whispered for 30 years. Don't buy the first model year. Edmunds owner reviews on the 2020 Cayenne flag this directly. What issues? The most documented one, and the one flooding the Cayenne subreddit through 2025, is premature evaporator core failure inside the HVAC system. Owners across 2019, 2020, and 2021 are reporting that the air conditioning stops cooling properly between 40 and 70,000 miles. Replacing an evaporator core is one of the worst jobs in modern automotive repair, because the entire dashboard has to come out. Porsche dealer estimates sit in the $4,000 to $6,000 range, and it almost never happens under the original 4-year factory warranty, which is, of course, exactly when the certified pre-owned warranty starts getting creative about what's covered. There's another quiet story across the 2017 to 2020 range: the 8-speed Tiptronic transmission. When it works, it's one of the smoothest gearboxes in the business. When it fails, and the most common failure point is the mechatronic unit, the brain inside the transmission, owners describe a hard 1-2 shift when the car is cold, then a flare on downshift, then a check engine light, then a quote in the rough range of $4,000 to $7,000 to repair. The rule on any Tiptronic is that fluid service every 60 to 80,000 miles delays the failure by years. Almost no used Cayenne on a dealer lot has had that service done. Almost none. And on the V6 turbo cars, the standard Cayenne and the Cayennes, direct injection means no fuel washing the back of the intake valves. Carbon stacks up like soot in a chimney. By 80 to 100,000 miles, you're losing measurable power and fuel economy. The fix is called walnut blasting, and it runs in the rough range of $900 to $1,400. Pick the right Cayenne and you're okay. Pick the wrong one, you'll feel it in your wallet for 3 years straight. Let's run the math. The part Porsche doesn't want you to do. According to Kelley Blue Book, a 2018 Cayenne that originally stickered north of $60,000 now carries a current resale value in the rough range of $18,000 to $25,000, depending on trim and mileage, meaning the car has lost roughly 38% of its value in 3 years. Sounds like a deal. Sounds like a lot of Porsche for the money. Here's the math nobody runs. Annual maintenance, not repair, just routine, runs in the range of $1,500 to $2,200 at a Porsche dealer. Tires, $1,200 to $2,000 a set every 30 to 40,000 miles. Brakes at $60,000 to $70,000, $3,000 to $5,000 because the rotors and calipers are huge. Premium fuel only. Insurance meaningfully higher than a comparable Lexus RX. And if any of the 4 problem areas I just walked through breaks, and statistically more than one of them will, you're looking at a 5-figure year that no extended warranty fully absorbs. So your $20,000 bargain is not a $20,000 SUV. Stretch the math across 5 years of realistic ownership, and the true cost is closer to $40,000 all in. The badge is real. The driving experience is real. But the ownership cost is the part they put in the small print and hope you don't read until the receipt is already printed. So should you buy one? A 2017 or 2018 V6 Cayenne, never modified, fully serviced, under 60,000 miles, from a one-owner non-smoker who kept every receipt and ideally already had the coolant pipe addressed. That car is a unicorn. And at $22,000 to $28,000, it's a genuinely interesting buy if you go in eyes open about the maintenance budget. A clean, late-build 2020 from a careful owner whose evaporator core has already been replaced under warranty is also defensible. Anything else? The auction-grade lot specials, the trade-ins with sketchy service history, the V8 turbos under 30 grand. Those aren't luxury SUVs. Those are payment plans with a Porsche logo welded to the front. Here's the truth, though. Every single one of these failures, from the coolant pipe to the air suspension to the evaporator core, gets dramatically worse when basic maintenance gets skipped. That's exactly why I created the Mr. Car Insider Field Manual, your ultimate guide to bulletproofing your ride, packed with 10 maintenance hacks designed to save you over $1,000 a year and push your engine past 200,000 miles. Stop letting dealers and repair shops take you for a ride. Grab the field manual at the link in the description. But even with the best maintenance in the world, if you buy the wrong machine, you're fighting a losing battle. You need to watch this next. The only 7 SUVs that last forever, and why no one tells you this. I'm breaking down the 7 SUVs built before the bean counters got their hands on the design, the ones that absolutely refuse to die, no matter how many miles you put on the clock. Click here to see which 7 belong on your shortlist before you sign anything. And tell me in the comments, which luxury brand do you trust the least? I'm reading every one. I'll see you in the next one.